I forgot the light of the camera. Hello and welcome to the channel. First thing you hear from me is isn't that nice? Thank you so much for dropping by. Welcome to the Sketching Greyhound. Today we are drawing for the Buffy Club again. Fridays is Buffy Day, so today something special because Spike won and it's our first duet that is actually finished now. So, today, after I finish what I start today. So, yeah, Drew and Spike. I will have to clean up a little bit around here. It got smidge. I have not, actually, but it's at least a month, more than a month old. Oh, Drew, almost 2 probably. So, yeah, nice thing we will finally get this one finished. And that is the picture. And hello, Anna. Welcome with another account. Thank you for dropping by. And Kira, hey. Thank you very much. How are you today? Of course I do. Your name I know. So, okay, where is something where I can stop me from smudging? Here. So it is the old gray. So if you have been on my channel before, I have different types of gray, I've changed from one gray to another. This is my current gray. It's much grayer, but this is still gray. You can see it clearly in contrast to the white. So I will have to find my way back to how to use this paper. And also Drew is a little bit, how would you say? She is a little bit not as much, I would say. I have looked at her face and said, okay, let's draw it not too intense because she's a vampire. That means she has white skin. So I have to open up my picture still. I have not opened up my reference picture. So I can hold it next to it on my monitor. So better. Okay. Now we should be all set. Perhaps the music is too loud on my end, so you might hear it because I'm not wearing earphones. I'm listening from my boxes, but very quiet, so that you should not be able to hear it because the microphone is very picky in what it takes, and that's from the front. So I think I'm prepared. I think we can start. 50 types of gray. Yeah, something like that, Kira. I think I might stay with that gray though. I wasn't too happy with this one because you cannot really always be as detailed as I would like. But we will start now. So as I said, we need to clean it up a little bit because there is of course I did not put anything on it to fix, make it fix and not to be able to smudge it anymore because we will add on it, and it might even be that I have to go back to Drusilla, for example, here on these. And I've never tried to draw on is it called fixative? I have no idea. That spray you put on it so you can't smudge it anymore. I've never drawn on top of that. I'm not sure how that even looks. And that's why I have not used it yet here on this. So, all those floods did not affect you. They actually did not. Fortunately, we are living on not a mountain, but a hill. So quite high, fortunately. But I can see the rivers in the valley and they are extremely high, and a lot of people here and around here have been affected by it. It's a bit surreal because, as you know, in the pandemic in which we still are, you do not really leave your house that much. So it is a little bit surreal because you hear it everywhere, but you do not really see it necessarily when you are where I am. But you hear horrible stories. And hello Celie, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for dropping by again. Keen to do so, can't stay, but looking forward to seeing the result later. No worries. Thank you for dropping by anyway. And I'm also looking forward to see the result. I have no idea how this will pan out, because I have never done this yet, and I also fear that I have to be a little bit careful so that it fits to Drusilla. The issue is that I've drawn Drusilla so long time ago that I don't even 100% remember how I did it, and this Drusilla is one of the most detailed one I have managed to actually draw on the gray. Normally on the old gray I did not manage to be that, so I have no idea how I did that. So we will see if I managed to get this style similar with Spike. I'm not sure yet. But we will try. So I definitely have to be mindful of the details. And also he is looking not directly at us, but into the same direction as her. She's also not looking directly at us, which I think I have managed to do here. She does not look directly at us, but they should look at the same point. So a few complexities, and the first ever multiple person portrait that I have ever done. Thank you, Jane, and welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for dropping by. Here you see Drusilla on the left side, and we are about to add Spike. I don't know if you know Buffy. If you've seen the series, but we're drawing this for the season finale actually of the second season. Some might say Angel would have been a more fitting portrait, which I would not even say no to, but we have already drawn Angelus this season, and we had started these two-person piece somewhere around the beginning when I drew. So I'm happy that Spike won, so that I can finish this piece in the same season. When I am is quite late. Yeah, you probably have to give that information. Anya. Anna. Sorry. So not sure if I also pre-drew Spike a about, I don't know, when I drew, so a long time ago. So we will see how this turns out. Into the ice. Doesn't that look nice? Not a word you normally use with Spike. I know. I got that. So it's interesting how much less trust I have in the pre-drawn image. Let me put the microphone so it is not in the way. How much less I trust the pre-drawn image because I've drawn it so long ago. So I really don't know if this is correct, but I would have trusted it when I had drawn, if I would have drawn it directly after I made those pre-drawing steps. So I would just go for it and trust it also now. I've really tried to match the style of Drew. I was quite, as I said in the beginning, I was quite careful when I drew her. Not very much shading, not extreme shading, just concentrated more or less on the necessary things, on those things that really stand out. And therefore we have to do the same with Spike. My level of detail sometimes differs depending on the materials that I use, but also on the picture, the original that I'm trying to draw, the reference picture. And then you decide how to. That's always a step. When you draw portraits, you know about that. That's always a step. You are have to decide how much details you want to have, how close you want to stick to the original. You want to make the lighting more dramatic. If you just concentrate mostly on lines and less on shading, all valid options. And I have to make sure that what I am doing now with Spike matches what I have done with Drew. And I like the eyes. I'm really actually not sure how close they are to the original. But we'll see if we get Spike out of this. But for now, those eyes I like. Nobody here! Anna, so you are more or less almost the only person that is counted at least. Others have either muted me or I don't know. But YouTube is only counting 3 people, and one is you, obviously, and one is my checking browser window. So maximum 1 additional person. I'm actually pretty good. I had a very calm day on purpose. I've done quite a lot in the last days. We've worked a lot in the garden. You know, we have a pretty beautiful garden, and or it has a lot of potential. Let's say it like that. And we are working right now on realizing that potential in a couple of areas. So it is really fun because it starts to be fun because we start to really see the progress. And how are you? How are you today? I have seen your comments. I still have to answer any comments I haven't answered in a while because I wasn't that good. I was a little bit worse in the last couple of days again, but it's getting better, I think. It probably is worse because I've done so much. Should not be surprised by that. So here's this very prominent scar. I feel like that scar is not as prominent in every picture. I have no idea if they have it's not. I don't think. No, I'm very sure that it's not real. I think James Masters does not have that scar. So it is makeup. It might be that they just really overdid it that time where I took this picture. Hello Liana, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for coming. As you can see, we have started with Spike. And I like the eyes. I'm not sure if those are Spike's eyes, but I think they look pretty cool actually. So yeah, as I said, it will be interesting if I manage to match look and feel of Spike to the look and feel of Drusilla. That will not be easy. Fine, thanks for asking. Yeah, I just had not just I did not comment Anna in the last few days, and I did not live stream last week Wednesday. This week Wednesday I streamed. So thing is that even this line here completely vanishes because of the light in the background. We will draw it anyway. I just have to make sure that I do that pretty much correctly, I hope. Because if I don't, you will notice that it doesn't look like James Masters. Because even if you can't see it here, if you know James Masters, you will probably see that something is off. and he has a pretty prominent shape around the cheekbones. These days I'm trying to do one drawing live every day. I do not get the notifications. I have to recheck that. I do not. But I wouldn't. I can't lie either. I don't think I would have managed to come to a lot in the last few days anyway. But now I know, so I will keep always an eye open for those. The scar is very important though. The first Slayer he killed gave it to him. Right. But I'm really not sure if it is as prominent. We will see if I manage to draw more than with the last piece on Wednesday, which I just shortly before I started recording today, and I've pressed record. I saw that yes, I did press record, but my hard disk was full, so I will probably have to use the YouTube recording, which is always a loss in quality, and I will have a couple of things, including the slideshow that I had on the complete time. I have to put something over that, which is extremely annoying. Perhaps I have an idea, I get an idea what I can put over there that makes actually sense. I would place the reference picture over it if I would not have to if it wouldn't have been already in the picture anyway. Really bad. Is it real? The scar is real, so but it looks really white in this picture. It really looks like they've done something with it. Toothpaste or I don't know. Everyone's frightened because you have missed one life. That's sweet. Buffy's face has such a terrific. I could manage to draw it ever. This one, that is not Buffy, if you mean her. This is Drusilla. She's evil. So it should be the same no shot. Yeah, I don't know. It is really white in this one. You can see how white it is in there, can't you? I don't know. It's a bit smaller, of course, in the reference picture, but on my big screen it is really white, as if he is preparing it always with toothpaste or something. And thank you, Anna. Even Spike's Angel is really risky, but we will see. Exactly. Don't worry, I know that you are not really a Buffy watcher, so I appreciate that you've tried. But this is Spike's partner in the second season. She has made him a vampire, actually. And she's quite crazy. So really have to find out how dark I go, but his face in general has more shadows, more defining shadows in it than hers have. So I have to also bring that across, but still I have to be careful that I don't overdo it, because I was so careful with hers not to introduce too much. Maybe they touch it up a little. That can be. Perhaps because they also want it to be visible, and he probably in his daily life does not really want it to be too visible, so they might have really just put something on there to make it more visible. So the scar is real, but they probably overdo it from time to time a little bit. But you know, I'm the least Buffy educated person. That could be. Right now, that might be true. But a lot of people that come to the Buffy stream are actually not Buffy people. That's why I am honestly considering to take a little break after season 2 with Buffy. Not with trolling, don't worry, but with the Buffy-centric streams. Not really as much participation as I would have hoped to. And then it might be more interesting for people if I choose more general, not that special interest people to draw. I'm feeling really sad now. I'm here after a very long time, but I have so much work to do. I don't think I can sit down, you worry. That is completely fine. You know that it's fine. So... It's not extremely easy. I might actually also go back to Drusilla and do some changes on her, just so you know beforehand and are not surprised if I also go back to her. But right now we concentrate on Spike. The nose looks too big, doesn't it? So, you see? The camera on my telephone says it needs to lower its temperature before it can continue. It's too warm in here. I'm very sorry. We have to take a small break from drawing until the camera decides to record again. So what will we do? What to do in the meantime? I probably will take it somewhere where it's colder so it goes faster. So I will be gone for a minute or two and try to calm down my small... Oh, it might already be back again. Let me check. Wait. Ha! We are back. I don't have to make a break. Okay. But I can't put the power bank in there. So, fortunately, it is pretty loaded. The battery. It should be enough. But I miss the times when I attended the whole lives. Yes, I get that. And I really appreciate always when you manage to come. But I also understand when there are times when you can't. And I also know that this is not at a very good time for you in general. He's already looking Spike even before you finish the eyes. Thank you very much. We could talk about how pretty Spike is, but you don't like him, do you? Me or Anna? I like Spike as a character very much. I don't think he is... I also think that he has an extreme charisma, and also James Masters has a very strong charisma. Do I think just from looks alone he is a good looking person? Yes. Do I think he is gorgeous or something? No, I don't. So, we have a nose. I think that nose is not completely off. So, let's try to continue like that. And yes, Anna Liana knows very well about Buffy. She knows everything. She would beat me in any type of Buffy quiz, at least. So I have to check how far the mouth has to go. It's a bit difficult with that angle to really look at it, but yeah, this line that I drew, it seems when I drew this months ago, it looks like on that line. I would have said still it's true, but now that I am looking at it again, no, I think it's valid, still valid. Let's see. I know a lot about it, but I don't beat Liana in Buffy knowledge. Liana has a crazy memory. She reads stuff, she watches stuff, and she just remembers. I like the expression. It's not 100% Spike yet, but whoever it is, I like the expression. If you just have dropped by and are new to this channel and don't know what is happening, we are drawing today on Friday. It's a Buffy-centric stream. And we are drawing a person from 2 specific episodes from Buffy. To be fair though, to be honest, I am thinking about pausing this though. Not as much participation, so I'm not sure if my general audience is interested in it or if I disappoint them by always drawing Buffy characters. So we might take a break. This is the season finale after all, so we have not even talked about it yet. Not sure if anybody else that likes to talk Buffy is still coming. Maybe I will be quite free next month after the if you don't start directly after that, directly the next contest, then that might be. Funny story, I recently did a quiz, is it Buffy or Supernatural, and I got 100% without even knowing Supernatural. Yeah, probably because you don't know Supernatural and everything you did not know. But that sounds fun. I have to find. Do you have that still? If so, you can post it on the Discord perhaps. If not, I will search for that. I don't think there will be so many different ones with that topic out there probably. So you won't. Yeah, it was very very bold to directly jump into the next one. How many entries do you have by now? I tried to be very delicate with the shading because I did it quite delicate, the shading of Drew, and I wanted to match. And I really have to concentrate a little bit more than usual, so I am a bit more quiet than usual. But these shadows that we are drawing in right now, they actually give us very much information about the shape of the face here, and tell me that I've completely managed to botch that. So I need to redraw that. But the good news is, thanks to those shadows, I have good information in how to do it. Because that's not 100% everything wrong that I drew there, but here's definitely a bit more of a dent. How do you want to call that? I don't know. So you're angry about about me asking for age. I'm not angry. I'm just not answering that question. So of course that was not correct, but my hand slipped there a bit. So if I put this down here, then we reach the end of that. So this is definitely not far enough. There are always things you can measure or watch how far and what kind of relation they are. And then you can use that to verify if you have drawn something like this line far enough or perhaps too far. That can happen. I think he has a little bit of spike. I think the nose is still a little bit too big. Oh, we'll see. Hello Kira, welcome back. Hello. 25th, in 2 days is the last day. It might be a bit close. For you, it's already the 24th, isn't it? Or not? Close to the 24th? And thank you, Kira. I think I am not hating this one. Yet. Also not introduce too much of the white. I'm very quiet today, I'm very sorry about that. But it's really a little bit more concentration I need to keep these both looking similar than it normally takes. To verify that it looks the same or similar from the top. The other grey one is very much more intense depending on the angle. When I'm looking from directly up, as you are doing right now, it looks more white. But on this paper, this is still the old one because I drew Drusilla weeks ago already. Months ago probably. Therefore, it's the old paper still. This is the part where I have to put in Joe again a little bit, even if it's just hair, but where they meet, the heads meet, of course we have to make sure that all that is working. So how to do the hair? As always, I am not yet really sure, but there will be a lot of white involved, so much I do know. So as I have already pre-drawn a couple of strands, we will just intensify them so that we have that first line of hair already there, so I can start with shading the forehead. Somehow I don't feel like, because he had always had already so the little bit of the, how do you call it in English, when the hair is receding a little bit around here. So I'm not sure if that was correct what I pre-drew there, because I think it has to recede a little bit more, but that looks okay, I think. I love the white. No worries, to the hair, Spiky. It's really surprised that Spike won. I just voted for him because I remembered this pick and wanted it finished. Yeah, that's also something that I've actually not. You can see who has also voted for it. I did actually not, so somebody else also voted for Spike. So I was glad that he won. Same reason. I also wanted this to be done in the second season already. It was started in the second, so I wanted it to be finished in the second. By the way, I have today for the first time played Minecraft a little bit more intensely, and I would be extremely surprised if you would not totally go crazy about that game if you would try it. But we can discuss that later. thing is, and that I do understand, the game is just so intimidating if you don't know what you're doing. And I don't know what I'm doing there, but I have now watched some people play it, and I have a general understanding, and I know what to Google for when I want to know something and stuff like that. I have a basic understanding that makes it much more easy to get into it. So we are giving it a little bit of the general touch, but I have to be careful again because this type of shading I'm doing there right now, very rough shading, I have not done on Drusilla, so I have to be careful that it works again also in context, so I have to draw more with the tip. Thank you, Sugar. No. I will see you next month, perhaps. I will be streaming on the 28th, so this month, if you manage to do that. Thank you very much for stopping by anyway, Anna. I really appreciate it, as always, and have a fantastic weekend. See you soon. I actually am almost looking forward to drawing the hair by now. You mean if I don't stream? Yeah, it's probably true. I am posting it just on the Discord, but not everybody is on there, so yeah, I will post a community post, I promise. So this one is wrong. It goes too far. It goes too far. We have to get rid of it. So it's actually a quite complicated shading on his forehead, but I will simplify it somewhat because I did the same with Drusilla. But we still need the general feeling and the understanding of the angle of the head. So those are two things. And here the shadow that comes from Drew, that makes it a bit darker here and a bit murky. We'll also consider that. Yeah, it's the right thing to do, so I will. And no, she meant me. So I'm still quite quiet. I still apologize, but it is a bit more challenging. I'm not lying. Please believe me, I try to make it look as close to the style, and I'm constantly changing my styles. That makes it sometimes a bit difficult to go back and add to one. So we perhaps waited for too long, but I think it does not clash too much yet. Art with me. Hey, welcome. Thank you very much for dropping by. How are you today? And good night, Anna, once more. Good night. How are you? So, we are drawing today Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We are adding him to my Drusilla, which I drew months ago by now. So I'm glad that in the vote for who to draw on my Friday stream, Spike won. Finally. So that I can draw him and add him. Something is completely off, I feel like, on this side of my pre-drawing. Let me try to understand it. So we have the ear, which ends about there. I believe that part of my pre-drawing. The pre-drawing is months old, so that's why I am questioning it a little bit sometimes. But we have here definitely so this goes up a lot. It's kind of like a hump or something, because that's just how it works. So and then we have this, and this works already much better. Yeah, that looks better. Thank you very much. Jawline might be a little too soft. I mean, this needs to be more pointy. I would tend to agree. Oops. Using this almost as much for removing eraser flakes as I use it to erase. I'm building a very cool treehouse city on Minecraft. Just to let you all know. So temperature again. It paused again. I will have to wait a second until the smartphone says temperature is okay. I will just wave it a little bit around. And I will probably close a couple of apps in the background. Altek, hey, welcome. Thank you very much for coming, but my camera just froze. The temperature of my smartphone is too high. I don't have anything here that I can use to actually cool it. I will put it, it already came back, but it would probably just overheat very quickly. I will close a couple of apps. I don't think that they actually produce any kind of strain. I think just the fact of the camera alone is enough to be a strain enough to overheat. But I can't draw in a freezer, can I? I could. Of course I should. Some things. Seriously. Slow. It's really slow. I tried to restart it. And I can put my finger wide, but he looks too friendly. In the original it's more of an evil smirk. Look, camera is back. And thank you for supporting Altek. You can tell me though, if you're still here, how you are today. And what's on the pizza tonight? The evil smirk might be still incoming. I'm not sure. To make Drew smile more. Drew should smile more. think her teeth could actually be more intense. I feel like some of the white that I have used, although it looks pretty similar between those two, so it's probably okay. Let's continue with Spike for now. Mostly meat, very good. Just prepping for the launch of the Pillars of Eternity. Okay, I got it. I had to think. You take part in that? Are you filming that also? Will that be part of the series? Is that PvP? Specifically? Or how does the League for Pillars of Eternity work? Do you have a video on that I can watch? So we are an hour in, a little bit over an hour. We're already also pretty far, so definitely faster than the last time. Last time meaning last stream, day before yesterday. But that was a draw-long stream, so per definition it was slower. Path of Exile. Yes, of course. PvE as a league? That sounds interesting. We're filming to catch all the early deaths. PvE in a league. You could actually do a video about that, because I have no understanding of how that could work. You could give Path of Exile people, non-Path of Exile people, an idea of how a league even works in that game. If you don't have a video about that already. So I fear I have to put a little bit more work into this ear than I normally do, because it is turned towards the camera, so it has a bit of presence. Just an expansion, but they call it okay. Okay, that's also interesting. It doesn't cost anything, right? The game in general, and the expansions also don't. I have no idea. Well, we played it once and I have no idea why we stopped, because it's pretty solid. Liana remembers perhaps, because she played it with me. This song reminds me of another movie, The Craft, that I've actually rewatched recently. Was also thinking about perhaps making a video out of some portrait, but I'm not sure if any of those characters really qualifies for a portrait. Free to play. We really only played one session, I think. Not very long. And I think one of us thought it was too confusing and too much going on. And then he was done with it. And then we never played again, I think. Might be worth a second look. Especially since that's already a long time ago. And there's so much new content. And also probably classes that you can pick from. Where does the money come from, Artek? Do they have cosmetics, skins, stuff like that they sell? Or what is the business model? It's not pay to win, right? Cannot just buy experience or something? Or can you? Hey, AK Art enjoying! Thank you very much, and thank you for coming. How are you today? Really appreciate you dropping by. So I'm trying to get this to look like the Jew on the other side, which I've drawn months ago, so that makes me go quiet from time to time, because I'm concentrating on that. I think we have an ear. So it's a bit daunting at first glance. My first playthrough did not go well either. I think I gave up for like 2 years. That makes me feel... Does it make me feel better? I'm not sure. It's cosmetic microtransactions. Okay, cosmetic. Finish praising the drawing. Thank you very much, Felian. I really appreciate it. And I think I'm also pretty happy with it. And then he said that you gave Spike a crooked chin. Well, he has a bit of a, you know, the chin is a bit... if you know what I mean. Need to make the oval shaped thingy longer. You mean this one? I've measured that. Let me remeasure. Can put this directly between nose line and eye line, and then it goes across the mouth and looks okay for me. I think I know what you mean, but I'm not sure that I agree. Which does not mean that you're not right. Just means that I can't see it. And if I look at the small and at my picture, Sometimes looking at the small version helps, but it still looks... I still see it like this. And it is difficult using words. I 100% understand that. You can't just point at it and... you mean it has to go like this? That's much easier. So... have I started the recording again? Probably not. No, of course not. Why should I? Good thing I don't think I have done too much, but some smaller corrections. I think actually that this line could be a bit more extreme. I think that's what you meant with jawline, right? Ah, my camera is over the chat. I can't even see if you wrote. Wasn't big in Discord. I will check in a second. Just give this here a little bit more context, might help us in looking at that anyway. Little bit of light here on the... I think that is nice. Put a little bit. It's not that light actually there, perhaps, but I think that's a nice effect. So, Discord. Work in progress. Have you taken into account that the paper is rotated? No. This would be aligned to the top. I see it in your picture, but I don't see it in mine. I don't know if you can understand what I mean. We might take it a little bit further here, and that might ruin it completely. I guess that's something for afterwards. I can't decide on that right now. I see what you mean. I don't know. I have to. I have to look at that later. So, but anyway, I think it is hair time. Thank you very much. I probably are already gone. I'm sorry that I missed you stepping away for the pizza. I really appreciate that you came, and thank you very much. And have a great pizza with mostly meat, which sounds like the best kind of pizza. Oh, probably did not make friends with vegetarian viewers. So the hair will take probably a little longer because we have this fun little juxtaposition between pretty short white hair and dark hair shining through from underneath. Which means that we have to make sure that we have enough darkness between those light white hairs. Very precise work. Well, I could just invent it, but I'm not very good at inventing that stuff. I am better in copying it. So I will have to copy it. That's could be one of the longer parts of the picture actually. But it could look interesting. I'm not sure how to react to that, Leon. So, but anyway. Hello Dana, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for dropping by. Yeah, this is the one where I started half of it. I drew her a couple of months ago, and now I'm adding a spike, and I'm trying to match the style, you know, which is not as easy. And I actually think spike looks better than Drew does. So I might have to go back to Drew for a bit. Not yet. Not now. We'll continue with the hair, which will be a bit more work. Because it's so detailed. Short hair with very stark white and very dark. Black underneath. This kid has been crazy, so happy I was able to jump on here real quick. I really appreciate that you managed to do that. How is everything? How do you like your new place and everything? And is the family coming to, yeah, getting used to it? It is quite the change for you. So in times like this, I would really like to just copy and paste from the original to mine. I think the hair has to be a bit bigger than I originally drew it. I hope I'm not wrong. So couple of areas we will shade and not so much really draw hairs in, because we don't see the hairs. It is pretty mushy. Quality not the best. We could invent hair, but I think actually it will probably look better if we go for the shading of the darkness level more so than trying to recreate every single strand of hair. Also, that would drive me probably crazy. Loving it, just trying to get my twins enrolled in school, where all the things that I don't like to do because I had paperwork. Trying to get them enrolled, is it a challenge? I have no idea. Is it difficult to or do you have special schools in mind where it is difficult to be accepted, or is it just trying because you hate paperwork? But I'm glad to hear that you like it. Do you already have a tan? You were probably paper white when you came to Texas from Alaska. And you probably have to be careful with, so be careful. Let me say that directly. Be careful and wear sunscreen. I can't imagine that you came really prepared skin-wise in comparison. So no not sure if I like the air, but I think I don't hate it. It is here because there are so many middle schools around, so I have to find the right school district. My old town is super small, okay, so it's all more complicated. How long is the trip for your kids then to school? How long do they have to drive the bus, or do you have to drive them? Everything is bigger when we think of the US. I know that so much that everything is further. Not in New York, perhaps. Although I do not even know where schools are in New York. But I was a lot in the surrounding smaller towns from Chicago, and from there I know how far between there is always just emptiness. Getting tan. First time in your life? No, I would expect that you have been somewhere on vacation probably. But be careful. That's why sunscreen was invented. For people like you and me and everybody else. All is going to drive them. It's about 10 minutes drive. That's not far. So that's totally fine. That's what I would also expect from around here. So we will define the hair here, and then we will have already made quite some progress. Here actually I think this line was not wrong. My eraser has to be sharpened. Haven't done that in a while. So and if you have just dropped by, thank you very much for coming and visiting me. And we are drawing Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because at least up until now there is always a Buffy-centric stream. We might make a small break with Buffy. After this, we have finished season 2. Because honestly, the interest is not as big. We have never really discussed that much on stream about Buffy. And also, the Discord is not exactly bursting from the Buffy discussion, so we might take a break after this one. Completely draw it differently than I draw hair these days. But for his hairstyle, I think it kinda works. So it's not easy to get this. It obviously does not have to be completely the same in every single regard and in every single stroke of the pencil. But I still actually try to pull it as close as I can, because might as well. I feel that if I would just invent something, it would not really look in the end like hair, so I try to recreate what I see, as I am always also preaching to do that. And yeah. One of the fundamental truths of drawing realistic art is you can't go too wrong if you really draw what you see. It's kind of an axiom, probably. So I try to do that, recreate what I can see. And if that was the right decision, we will see when I am done with this. take a look. Right. Looking. Thank you very much, Donna. Thank you for giving me some feedback. That is very desperately needed. Because this is really one of the more complex areas and parts of this. Okay. I think we will keep the hair like that for now and go a little bit in the extras, that meaning the shirt stuff, not just for him but also for Drew. He has this reddish shirt. Has a couple of highlights that I can use. Other than that, just need to introduce a couple of the shadows and the darker lines that will help us with contrast. To take a break on my portrait of my friend's daughter. I just can't get it to look right, so I'm going to start a painting of an octopus in acrylics. That sounds very fun. I'm really looking forward to that one. But it's probably not a bad idea. If you really don't know how to continue, you should probably just do something else. Then you should probably go back and try a different type of portrait. I've started yesterday a draw along of Scarlet Witch, so that could actually help if you try to draw a portrait of a woman. That might help with finding your friend's daughter. And no end. But I think it's a smart idea to take a step back if it doesn't work out. Repeat, repeat, repeat. It doesn't really help. Sometimes you have to take a step back. Get back to it fresh some other day. I'm looking forward to it. I expect it will be a video. So, I think I might be happy with his part. Hey, this song's a bit extreme. Although it is censored, it's still a bit. So I think that's okay. Hello, Alex. Welcome to the stream. We are drawing Spike today, as we have been drawing Drusilla a couple of weeks or even months by now ago. So actually in the last few steps for today. Is that the leather jacket that she was wearing? I think so. She's not on your screen, I know that. But I would have been drawing her also a little bit different if I would have drawn her today. That's why I had to be so careful when I drew Spike, so that it still fits, because my approaches have already evolved a little bit, I would like to think, since this. Great painting of octopus, yeah. We did all perfect. Need to venture out on more styles. I think you have done so interesting stuff lately that takes a little departure of the pure pouring. So I say go for it. It's definitely, if the results are always like the stuff I've seen already, then I'm here for it. So, and I think for today we are done with our Spoik. I have no idea why I always call him Spoik, but I apologize to everybody who might have that kind of an accent. Yeah, I think that's the portrait, and let me quickly check. As we are talking about it already. About Dana's channel. I do not even have you on Instagram. I did not, Dana, I did not have you. I am shocked. Now I have. So, Spoik. Oh, that's true. I think Drusilla sometimes says Spoik. Wait, give me a second. Look at this stuff here. This does not really work very well. So there it is. This is so much more than just a pour by now. Let's see how I can make this as big as possible. So, and here's also the portrait on gray paper. I did not, now I have you. Now I have subscribed, and you have really cool pores, without question, but you are doing so much interesting stuff here. This is really cool. I love the snow down here. That is really, I haven't seen that before. Is there video of this? I have not seen this. This is really so cool. I love the river stream. Would you say stream? You would probably say stream. This is so cool. Yeah, I have posted the day before yesterday, but before that, probably for 2 weeks or something, I haven't posted. But yeah, a lot of different stuff. So check it out, and I hope there will be an octopus here on soon that I can see. The pour was not the painting, yeah. You have to do some kind of what do you say, collection at some point with those things you have not completely captured on this with the gold. I think the colors get a little bit lost with the gold here, but the shapes are still pretty amazing. It might just be the reflection that we just can, I think this looks really, this is one of those pictures that looks even more impressive in reality. And this is something with the orange. This is something for Felia and Liana. I love this side. I'm not too big a fan of the orange, but it makes it much more interesting. That's true. But I love this part. This is just so beautiful with the cells also in there. But this makes it very bold. So I would probably get bored of just this side alone at some point. Camera sucked back then. Back then, so long ago. Okay, but I think that's it for now. If we don't have anybody else in the audience that has an Instagram that I should take a look at here on the stream, I'm pretty sure Liana does not have an Instagram that I can take a look at. Okay, but oh, there are multiple parts. Not look at this. I love this works in here, and that you can see this pyramid structures. Really cool. Okay, but that's it. So I say thank you to all of you. Let's take a last look. I could have made a video of it, but that would be a pretty lonesome video on your channel. But this is what we did today. So we have our Spike and our Drusilla. Drusilla we did, let me check. Let me quickly check when we actually drew Drusilla. Takes a second. And Drusilla. Drude? Who is Drude? Better. Okay, so it is actually more than 2 months ago. So we drew Drusilla more than 2 months ago. So today I finally, because it was voted for on my Discord in the Buffy Club, I finally drew Spike. And therefore we finished this nice little journey. That we started 2 months ago. And I thank you all for attending. I really appreciate that you chose to spend a couple of minutes up to almost 2 hours of your time with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I really have a lot of fun in these live streams, especially when there are so cool people and amazing artists and very nice people that are talking with me. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Next stream is on Wednesday, and then the next one on Friday. I hope I will see you in one of those or down in the comment section in one of my other videos. Thank you very much. And I should put in a counter of how often I say thank you at the end of the stream. But I am really thankful. I wish you the best of weekends. See you next time, and goodbye.